So hello everyone, thank you so much for coming to this. As you may or may not know, this past month I have been involved with a project called Project Green Challenge, and for those of you who aren't aware of what it is a challenge put on by the organization Teens Turning Green, and the goal is to engage high school students and college students around, especially in the United States but also in the world, about environmental issues and how we can transform our lives from more conventional living into more conscious living. So throughout the past month I've engaged in 30 challenges. I haven't done all of the challenges, but most of them. And it's been quite an experience. I've gotten a little less sleep because of it, but it's been really fun to engage with all these different topics and try to see how I can, improve my own life. And then kind of with today's program, just to sort of teach you a little bit about some of the things I learned and some of the ways that you can make little changes in your life. Obviously, we have many people from the Sustainability LLC represented here tonight. Thanks, Rossi. So that's really cool, and you guys obviously already have a great working knowledge of environmental issues and how to improve like sustainability on campus and in our lives, and also like a passion for protecting the earth. So you guys may already know some of this stuff. But anyway, so just general, thank you so much for being here, and we'll go ahead and get started. So just to begin, the Project Green Challenge sort of began with a presentation about the story of stuff. Have any of you ever heard of this before or seen information about it? Yeah? Some people? So some people aren't the biggest fans of this, but Annie Leonard is the one in charge of this, and she really looks at the way we kind of consume in the United States today, and kind of breaks it down into 5 sort of steps, and each of the steps kind of have their own, environmental atrocities happening, but it kind of first deals with like the extraction of natural resources, which you can see like right here, and then production in the factories, into consumption like in the stores when we're buying the products, later on into like our houses when we actually purchase and consume these products, and then ultimately like the landfill or waste, how these products are disposed of. So this was just kind of a foundation, and personally, a lot of what I'm interested in is how we deal with waste, and how we also deal, actually the first and last ends of it, how we extract certain resources, how we produce things, and then ultimately how we dispose of them. So these were just some of the background pieces. Okay, next one. So one of the challenges that was one of my favorites was like the food-related challenges. Obviously, I love food. I'm a huge foodie, and there were actually a lot of different food challenges during Project Green Challenge. One of which was focusing on, just in general, the types of foods, a lot of words that you might understand, organic, sustainable, locally grown, fair trade. These are all some of the things we looked at in the food challenge. And actually one of the challenges, which some of you in this room actually helped me with, was to prepare like a little feast with an entree, a side dish, a dessert, and a beverage for $2 a person, and all of the ingredients had to be either like organic, locally grown, fair trade, sustainable in some way. So this was really fun. I at first didn't think that for $2 a person, like, how's that possible? But we had a great time. We kind of made a breakfast for dinner sort of thing, and these were just like our chocolate chunk pancakes with fair trade chocolate and organic like whole grain pancake mix. So that was one of our like fun activities. Oh, sorry, go back. And we had some people from the floor help out with that and attend the feast. Another thing that we talked about throughout the challenge was sustainable agriculture, and it was definitely an eye-opener to me how there are a lot of like atrocities within the sustainable agriculture kind of community that occur just within like how livestock is raised, and how to maximize profits, how they sometimes like mislabel or mistreat the different animals. And then also too looking at how we label like packaged foods. So I was putting an example of like Pop-Tarts here and like ingredients, and I really urge you to try to look into some of the ingredient labels like of what you're eating. It's very interesting to look at also the health effects of this stuff on your body. Just some of the things like high fructose corn syrup, I mean, is in so many products, especially like processed food products, and these down the line can have like major impacts on your body, and also just in the earth, like not being very natural components. So those were just some of the things we addressed with related to food. And then this is one of the charts. I know many of you are not fans of like vegetarian night in the dining hall, but one of the topics was to look at vegetarianism and how meat has the largest impact on the environment. So this is kind of a breakdown. They have a variety of foods listed. It starts out with more vegetarian things like tomatoes or lentils, and then it goes all the way down to lamb being the least sustainable food choice out of anything. And it shows how many, like the carbon footprint. So per 4-ounce serving, which is like one serving of meat or veggies or whatever it is, it talks about the number of car miles driven. So to have that one serving of, if we are talking about lamb, down to 7, you could drive 7 miles to offset the cost of like that one piece of meat, which might not sound like a lot, but then if you even think about like water consumption, you're looking at like around 2,500 gallons of water for that one serving of meat. So it definitely has a very big impact. And one of the ways to reduce your impact, if you're kind of interested in it, is like being trying vegetarianism for like a meal or even a day. That is why I switched to being vegetarian when I found out about like the environmental impacts of it. So the worst things are lamb and beef. Fish is the most sustainable meat option, and then followed by like the turkey or chicken, those sorts of things. But definitely beef is like beef and lamb are like the big no-no as far as environmental. Because for example, like tomatoes and lentils, like driving the car like 0.1 miles. Ooh, not a huge deal for that one. So we can continue.